So now let's get into the juicy parts of today's conversation. What do you say, Chad? So at first, before I start this conversation, I have to refer to a certain YouTube channel or a certain person. So this guy's name is, I don't know. Have you seen someone named Leo? Leo, have I talked? No, okay. So this guy's name is Leo. This is like back when I was in ninth grade. This is the first time like I got to know. Like I was thinking about the purpose of life. Why are we here? And all those like deep. So I was basically having a teen life crisis yet, not a mid level, a teen life crisis. And I don't know, for some reason I stumbled upon his channel. This channel is called actualize.org. The host's name is Leo. Brilliant guy. Brilliant, like, in my opinion, a very brilliant
Put
person.
the link behind.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description. His link. I think a lot of our audience will already know this guy. He's the one, actually. This channel is the one channel that introduced me to consciousness, to the study of the mind, like, or the power of imagination and everything. So I just wanted to mention him before we get into this conversation. So this was when my journey for journey of knowledge of collecting all this information was starting, and I was really getting into all this stuff. And I stumbled upon some ancient knowledge. This is from uh, around 200 BCE to 300 CE, so before the Christian era, and also after. So ancient Greek scriptures, and they actually have seven laws of the universe. Seven laws, or seven hermetic principles. That's what it's called. So it comes from Hermes Trismegistus, also known as Prophet Idris in Islam, Enoch in the Bible. Yeah, and very interesting laws. When I first started studying about these laws and got to know them, like, it blew my mind. And, like, the first thing they say, like, the first and foremost point that you have to understand to get to know all these laws are, the first law is the first law, which is the universe is all in your head. So the principle of mentalism, which is all is mind, the mind is all. It's like you're a director of your own movie, and you are a director and you just think of stuff and you command. When you're a director, what do? You just say, hey, yeah, put the lights here and do this is like you are writing your own story, and you're building your own life through your thoughts, through your imagination, through your perception, how you see certain things. And I'll let you talk about this, but this actually, so just think about it. I actually have, like, research that I actually do want to cite. So let me bring that up. So I'll read this straight from the excerpt, right? Straight from the article. I'm just pulling it up here. Uh, yeah. So the mind body connection, not just a theory anymore. This is Jill Littrell, University of Cambridge. This is, by the way, an old research paper. Like, this was done in May of 2006.
Yeah, I
So
can put the link in
yeah,
the
yeah,
description
yeah. I'll
later.
put the link. I'll cite it and everything down. So the field, the field of psychoneuroimmunology has witnessed an explosion of empirical findings during the last 2 decades. Research has documented the mechanisms through which stressful emotions
Hmm.
after white blood cell
Wow.
function. So, stress diminishes white blood cell response to viral infected cells and to cancer cells. Moreover, this is this is some real stuff. Vaccination is less effective in those who are stressed, and wounds heal less readily in those who are stressed. While stress decreases the activity of some white blood cells, stress does not compromise the function of all types of white blood cells. Indeed, some types of autoimmune disease which involve particular subsets of white blood cells are exacerbated by stress. Okay. So, when we talk about the mind is the body and the body is the mind, you will see this stuff going around in the health and fitness, culture or space or whatever you want to call it. Imagine when they're talking about mind and body, we think, oh, body, six pack, big muscles, oh, very healthy, can run a marathon. But when people are talking about, researchers are talking about mind and body, they don't just mean how you look or your so on, so your health and fitness, right? Because by body they mean the physical plane, not physicality, the physical plane, right? So your mind creates the reality your physical body is in. So basically, putting yourself in different mind spaces. So basically, if you are, let's say, suffering with, let's say, insecurity, the thing that you're insecure about, of course, you are thinking that, okay, let's say, you think you're fat. Let's say you think you're fat, right? You think you're overweight, and you have that, and of course society has made you believe that you're unhealthy. Oh, you're fat, you're unhealthy. Everyone tells you, oh man, eat this, don't eat this. And then you read it in your head, oh, I'm like this, so I'm just like this. I'm a fat person. It's a persona. It's a persona you take upon yourself, right? Okay, I'm an unhealthy fat person, and and society has programmed you, like, oh yeah, and people show you, hey, you're this, you're this, you're this, and then you keep on thinking, and you be it,
You become fat.
you be it, and and you stay there, and and you maintain it. So the first thing, even when you go to a trainer and anything, what they're not gonna try to like give you like 10 exercises and 10 like kind of like a lot of cardio, a lot of strength training. The first thing they're gonna try to do is change
Mindset.
your mindset,
Yeah.
right? And
And
yeah,
most of them are very bad at it.
well,
Yeah.
that's you know that is what I had to say about it. The mind body connection, right? The universe is mental. Everything is mind. The principle of mentalism.
And with this, basically, I liked your example of a director, right? So let me elaborate
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
to our audience
Of course,
that
Smarts Red Bull.
if you can set your mind in the right way and think in the right way, you can literally change reality. You guys can see easily that we have our favorite Groot here because you're both
Groot, Groot, Groot.
he's thinking too. And we are both Marvel fans, and Marvel is now Marvel movies, Avengers movies are talking about this to reality and stuff. Because I'm not saying that's right. I mean, but at the same time, I want to be also tell our audience clearly that, as I said at the beginning of our introduction, we are not. I personally do not even call them Hermetic principle. The other day I call you by mistake Semitic principle. You're like it's not Semitic, it's Hermetic because I do not care, right? And I also do not care. Greek came up with this. Our Prophet Muhammad Idris came up with this because then people suddenly think maybe we are doing religious preaching, right? And our content is free for everyone, right? We don't really care
Yeah.
who is watching. Your religious show, your spiritual show, we don't judge. And why we don't judge, we'll tell you in a bit. Non-religious, you're an asshole. We don't care, right? You can be whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
So what Fayaz meant and what we mean by that is that even in different religions, right? People and including the science, you just talked about it, accepted this. And guys, I want to be first of all, what I will do. Fayaz already defined it very well, even though I have some stuffs written here because I'm just learning. Fayaz knows more about these things than me. Why I refuse to call them hermetic principles? Why I always call them law of universe? Right? We had this conversation before. I did not know about this freaking hermetic principle 6 months ago, right? I recently moved to a new place and then I've started learning more about mental health and everything. This is how I got introduced. Then I know, then you also mentioned about a month ago. And then I was like, I was reading all those 7 hermetic principles and then realized I am freaking using this throughout my life without knowing they are hermetic principles, right? So, guys, these are laws of the universe. So, which is why you need to take these things very seriously. And Faiyaz already introduced where it comes from, right? How you got introduced to this when you have that teen crisis. Maybe I got introduced to this when I'm going in a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
None of us, we're just joking, guys. None of us are in crisis. And then,
Well, abundance.
so coming back to our main topic, that if you can direct your brain, you can alter your reality. That's what the principle is all about. You can alter your reality. I'll give you, you said to share my examples, right? My life
Yeah.
examples. I will start with successful people. Again, successful
Successful.
people. Elon Musk. If you look at Elon Musk, I have serious respect for this guy. I know some people are against the way he talks, blah, blah, blah. Even during COVID, he said everyone should come back immediately to office. I do not believe in remote work. Guys, don't judge me. I also resonated with this. I also personally do not believe in remote work, especially if you're working in a 9 to 5 setting and your job is like some sort of a customer facing or customer service. It doesn't work. But it might work in other settings. Elon Musk thought about electric cars. He imagined about having a spaceship that will not get destroyed when it comes back to the earth. Did he achieve both? He did. We all know Michael Jordan so well. If you look at some of his interview, he's talking about this. He's already setting up his mind in a way that I am the freaking best basketball player in the world. And he was the freaking best basketball player in the world.
Yeah.
Another guy that I could not find online by searching, but he keeps talking about this. I don't consider him is the best footballer personally. I'm also a soccer fan. Guys, by football I mean soccer.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, because there is American football too.
Not.
But this guy is definitely in the top 10. Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, yeah.
The way Zlatan talks in interview, you're like, this guy is so freaking cocky. Right, guys, this guy is not cocky for you. Right.
Exactly.
He's talking to himself when he says that I'm the best. Like sometimes the interviewer says, Zlatan, and when you talk, why do you talk like this? He's like, I'm the freaking best. That's why I talk like this. People think he's arrogant. No, he's not really talking to you. He's talking to himself. His mindset, he's building in a way that I want to be the best. And is he among the best?
Yes.
He is one of the best strikers ever.
Yeah.
Right? I'm pretty sure because Messi's English is not that great, Cristiano Ronaldo's English is not that great, and that's why you don't hear them talking about these things, even though at least I haven't. Right? But maybe I'm 100% sure they follow this principle. They just don't want people to know. Right? We are the stupid people are sharing this with you guys.
Yeah.
Right? And then now coming back to my examples. Right? I'll also give you example of some of my distant friends and close friends too. How your mindset can actually become a reality, right? I hope my friends won't mind, but I won't mention any name or anything. So I do have friends, right? Have a history of depression, right? I don't think depression is even a word anymore. It's your mindset. And so whenever we talk, me talking to this, actually not him, there are 3-4 people I know exactly like this in my life. That whenever we talk, almost every sentence is negative or taunting. You know what? I am poor. I cannot do this. You are doing well. I'm doing bad. You are doing this. I'm doing that. How am I going to survive? The economy is so bad. And that actually happens to them. Even though some of these guys are the fittest guys I know. I was not fit. I'm still not fit. Right? And another thing I want to say, when I teach my classes, I do say, because my students will watch this, I know. I do say this sometime. Oh, you guys can see that I'm fat, right? You guys can see that I'm XYZ, something negative. people might think, oh, this guy's talking about mindset, but in the class he says he's fat. Right? He should not say that because Faiyaz, you just said thing. Do you know why I say that? I want to talk about this. Nothing to do with the principle.
Yeah.
The reason I say that, because if someone have deficiency according to the society, you mentioned that too.
Yeah.
Because society thinks you are fat. The society will bully you. I get bullied, not anymore, got bullied significantly by my own teammates till today. Right? Till today, when I go and play cricket, my own teammates, my own friends. Some of my friends call me Motaya. You know what Motaya means in Bengali?
Yeah. Fatty.
Fatty,
Yeah.
right? It's still, right? I've lost like 41 pounds. They will call me Motaya anyway, but it's out of love. I know that, right? It's out of love
Yeah.
and everything. So, but at the same time, I don't like someone calling me Motaya or fatty. So when I say right away I'm fat, I kill the joke there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's killing the joke. It's not that I personally think I'm fat. I think I'm pretty healthy. So I think I can do anything I want. Right? So these are the examples I wanted to share from other people's life. Now we will come to principle of manifestation later. Right? But manifestation is part of it. To give you some examples of my life around how I've conditioned my mind that have several times changed my reality, right? Especially when it comes to exams, right? In my life, especially when it came to something super challenging. Recently, what happened? I think I've gotten very healthy in a matter of 4 months. But last year, I've gone through some episodes here and there, but every time I was thinking that, oh, I'm going through some bad time. Why these guys are doing this? Why these guys so bad? Why these guys continuously bullying me, texting me? It's political because of his sports and other things. And I got burned out. I took some break from UBC. Thank you to my employers, right? I took break from SFU and everything else that they understood this mental health issue. But it's not really coming from something like a trauma or anything. It's mostly because I was burned out, right? Now, after listening to that scientist who said, whatever your brain manifests, within 17 seconds, your brain actually believes in this. 17
Seconds.
seconds it takes to manifest an idea in your brain. I was thinking about those for days. Obviously, I would be sad, right? But now the way I react, everyone have bad news. I've gotten barrages of bad news. Some about my students too, some about the teams I'm mentoring for case studies here and there, some of the teams I was coaching cricket, right? And even my own life, my own livelihoods, the own projects are in risk, right? But the way we have talked about this, the way we deal with these things, positive mind, there is one of the project that I work on which gives me a good livelihood on the side, right? Of on top of my UBC SFU things is I won't mention the name or anything, but that project have some serious level of risk now, right? That I might have to redo the project because the client may not work anymore. We should also give us the right to be sad for some time. But you have to just quickly change that. Of course, I got sad, got shocked, got a little bit of anxiety,
Yeah, of course.
right?
And
Everyone
And
does.
there's a principle for that too, right?
Yes, principle for that too. And yeah, that
It's like
temperature
a wave.
thing.
It's like a
Wait,
yeah.
it's a wave.
Yeah.
Life goes up and down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I did? How I got out of it? Of course, you helped. Our discussion, 30-minute discussion helped. But even before that, I was sitting and thinking, this particular project came to me by itself. I never applied for it. I was headhunted for that.
Yeah.
Someone called me, and I never pick up my phone. My phone is always on do not
Yeah.
disturb.
Always on D&D.
And at that time, I was actually in a classroom at SFU. I will not forget this. I came out. I picked up the phone.
For
I
some
don't.
reason. Yeah.
For some reason, maybe I was supposed to get a call from a doctor or something. That's why I was alerted. See the way universe is working. And then people who are religious, you might even think that maybe God is doing this, maybe Allah is doing this. Probably, guys, we're not questioning this, right?
Yeah.
We're just questioning it happened to me. I'm thankful to Allah that it happened to me, right? I picked up the call. I negotiated a fantastic deal, and it gave me a good livelihood over the last 5, 6 years. So the way I've manifested my brain right away, it took me one night, right away, that I can do it again. Right? If that came to me without me even thinking about it, it can come to me again. So I started thinking positive, positive. And then I saw that positive things are happening. The best example I can quickly give you before we finish this principle, and then I'll go back to you and ask you some questions, is that the cricket league
Yeah.
that we have. I will get into this into details in another video. First couple of years was tough. But in the third year, when I started thinking positive, there are so much noises from this side, noises from this side. Some people are like, do it, don't do it. Ye mat karo. That's a Hindi, guys. Wo mat karo. Aise karo. Right?
Yeah.
Don't do this in
Yeah.
different languages. People very close to me in saying in Bengali, why are you doing this? Right? Why be safe? Like, instead of being supportive, that's a cultural thing. We are both South Asian. There's a cultural thing in South Asian people. Look, they are not against us.
Yeah.
They say this out of love,
Out of love.
right?
Out of
When
safety. Out of
out of safety, if
security.
your
Yeah.
friends are telling you, why are you doing this, you should not be doing this, you're fighting with these XYZ people, they're so dangerous, right? I mean, we are all freaking in Canada, right? How dangerous it can be,
Yeah.
right? We both grew up
In
in
Bangladesh.
dangerous places.
Yeah.
I grew up in a place, Dhaka College.
Yeah.
Dhaka College. Now I don't know what the situation is, but every day they're burning a car
Yeah.
at that time when I was
Yeah.
growing up, and we used to have fun. They're burning a car. We are like, oh, burning car, burning,
Running.
right? Oh, that's so fun, right? It's so fun to watch car burning. And you're telling that guy in Canada that I cannot freaking deal with these goons, right?
Yeah.
But I did not focus on that though, right? And but thanks to those guys who said, why are you doing this, right? And everything. I got more focused. See, mindset. Mind, it becomes reality. Fayaz, good things started happening to us without us looking for those. People started calling us, big sponsors, calling us. We saw your thing, and then I think you're doing the right thing. Let us help. City reached out to us. We heard you started this project in this city. We want to do this in our city too. The reason I'm not telling you the city, guys, because these are confidential information. We started in one city, then another city reached out to us themselves. Right? Actually you could not come. This August we had our BC Blaster final.
Yeah.
In that final, there is an XYZ mayor, city mayor came.
Yeah.
We never play in that city. We never play in that city. Why the hell that mayor came?
Because
He wants to
words
do it
going
too.
around. Yeah. Words going around.
What's going on? He said and we have an interview of him too. We'll post it later in our page. So see, what I'm trying to say that if you think positively, stay focused, only positive things will happen to you,
100%.
right? Uh, I also want to clarify something for my friends in Facebook and Instagram and everything. Sometimes I do is still post some sad things in my what do you call it,
Feed.
feed or stories,
Yeah.
right? Guys, we don't post those sad things because I'm freaking sad at that time. It's a knowledge I found, and I want to share the freaking knowledge with everyone.
Knowledge can be sad sometimes.
Because people text me right away. Some of my best friends around the world, right? One of them is in Hong Kong right now, right? And one of them is Bangladesh right now. They're like, "Are you okay?" Because they care.
Because, like, of course, that's like,
Are you okay? I'm like, why am I not gonna be okay? I'm perfectly fine,
yeah.
right? So that's my story around this, but there are many coming. So, Fayaz, as a concluding remark for this principle of mentalism, what do you want to say?
What you think becomes real. I just want to add something. Let's say you're very positive today, right? You are. You wake up in the morning. You're like, okay, I'll be positive. I'll be positive. You wake up in the morning. You go while you're taking a shit instead of watching those.
Yeah, reels.
Instead of watching those sad reels, you're like, no, today I'll go to one channel that I like and I'll watch one motivational video that I really align with.
And,
That
and
really
just to
aligns
quickly
with. Yeah.
stop you there,
Yeah.
keep in mind we need to do a whole segment on this in future
Yeah. Of course. 100%.
about why this is the whole title. I'm giving you the title, guys. Watch it later. why the new generation are always tired.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't mean Gen Zs or anything. I make fun of Gen Zs all the time. I apologize, but it's not. It's just because I try to be funny, right? I will learn today that we do not actually make fun of anyone. We don't care because all of us are in the same plane. We keep saying this,
Yeah,
just not vibrating in different vibration.
yeah,
But we should do this. Why new generation is always tired?
always,
Is
yeah.
that real? You're talking about, but we will prove this with science. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, exactly. So let's say you do that and then you get out of your house. You're on your way to work or school or your business or whatever you're doing on your daily stuff. And now you get out. Maybe you have a car, you take your car out, and maybe a passenger, a pedestrian comes in front of your car all of a sudden when there's no pedestrian sign on, and you have to hard brake, and then you're like, shh. I woke up in the morning being so positive, and this person just comes in front of me, and now like I'm like done. I'm like, oh my god. Or you wake up in the morning and you're so positive and you're in good mood, and then your partner says something, and then you're like, there
Yeah.
she goes again,
Yeah.
and then you start, or there he goes again, and then you start. Yeah, you do that, and you get into that plane of like thinking like that again, going back into the rabbit hole of negativity or what do you want to call it. But this is where awareness comes in, right? When we say the universe is mental, we're not like, oh, we're not saying you should always be like you just smoke like two bowls and like always like like okay, something bad happens to you, someone's punching you in the face and you're like,
Hmm.
no, uh,
You should react.
yeah, you. But where is that? This is also another thing. Reacting as and like once you react, you should react, of course. But how are you reacting?
And your mindset. How is
Yeah,
your mindset at that time?
and you're reacting, right? Your physical body is reacting, but always be aware. In the let's say someone starts a let's take the most extreme example. Someone starts a fight with you, and you're gonna fight, and while you're fighting, if you are always on your feet and like all like strenched up and very stressed, you can't even fight good, you can't even defend yourself if you're stressed, right? What I'm saying is, even if you look at the fighters, they're like professional fighters, they're extremely calm people, and that's the reason, right? You can't always let everything, you know, you I'm not saying don't react, don't let, like you're getting punched and just like smiling.
No, you don't.
No,
Yeah.
no, you don't do that, you save yourself. But what's going on inside, like inside, it should be you should be cool, right? Inside you should be cool, inside you should know that this is just a test, this is just like the universe trying to like get you get you back to the position. This That's why we also talk about the devil.
Yeah, we will come to that principle in
Yeah,
a bit. That
yeah,
that up and down wavelength. That's what
yeah,
has happened to you,
yeah.
right?
But what I'm saying is, when you go into a positive mindset,
Yeah,
positivity mindset, don't always expect things to be exactly the way you
that you
want it to
dreamt
be.
of. Yeah,
There are going to be instances where it goes against you, but how are you reacting, right?
and that will determine the next time it will go for you,
Yeah.
right?
And then once you start reacting like that person that you want to be, that person who you say that, oh, once I get successful I'm going to be like that. Let's think, how is that? Let's say Elon Musk, right? Is successful to you. This thing, like, how is Elon Musk reacting to a pedestrian just going in front of his car? Is he going to be like, oh my god, now my office, like I can't go into my office and work anymore? No, that's he's just going to be like, damn, and go on with his day.
Yeah,
It shouldn't, that moment should not persist. That moment should end there. right? That thing should end there. If something as small as that could traumatize you for a day, you're not setting yourself up very good,
No. And
right?
one last concluding remark
Mm-hmm.
for this is especially because I know a lot of young people and then a lot of my students might watch this,
Mm-hmm.
is that the main result for you guys is that no matter what you're going through,
Mm.
if you can put your mindset correctly, especially we are doing this during exam season, it's December
Mm-hmm.
at this point. If you think that no matter what this guy, this professor is going to throw at us,
Mm.
I'm going to crack it. But guys, at the same time, none of us, both of us, don't mean that you should not study,
Mm-hmm.
right? You
Yeah.
have to do your hard work,
Mm-hmm.
but the mindset is number one.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have the mindset, you'll have test anxieties, right? If you mindset is number one, and then you just keep doing your work,
Mm-hmm.
keep studying hard, it will become the reality that you will ace the exam.